Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Black Logic. So President Trump has recently imposed hefty tariffs, 25% on imports from Canada and Mexico, and an additional tariff on China for 10%. These measures are aimed to address concerns over illegal immigration as well as drug trafficking. And Canada and Mexico have announced retaliatory tariffs on American goods, signaling a brewing trade war between these three countries, America, Canada, as well as Mexico. Now, the implications of consumers and markets are very significant, with potential increases in prices and economic instability on the horizon. This coincides with illegal immigration on a very large scale. I'm going to show you guys some protesters that has been happening in LA this weekend that I believe that law enforcement should definitely be involved on a massive scale, but we're going to cover a lot of that later. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware that the Trump administration has placed two top security officials at the U.S. Agency for International Development, also known as the USAID. He put them on leave because this action came after they attempted to deny Elon Musk the Department of Government Efficiency. Following a standoff, Deutsche members gained control over the access system, allowed them to lock out workers and read emails. This incident raised serious questions about security protocols and the balance of power within the federal agency. Also, what he have done, and one of our financial services institute, he have combed through a lot of the payments that have been sent out and stated that every single payment was approved and through these people's entire career, not one payment was denied. And a lot of these were to fraudulent entities as well as terrorist entities. So again, when we look at a lot of things that are occurring within our government entities and how money is being misused, these are the reports we're now receiving because Elon Musk and a team out of the Deutsche Efficiency Agency put bunk beds inside of the financial institute so they can essentially work round the clock in order to start streamlining the government. They're taking this very, very seriously. They're taking this very, very seriously. Now, while the savings might seem like small changes initially, every penny counts when addressing the U.S. fiscal deficit, okay? However, the proposal has sparked a debate about the potential impact that this may cause to our entire economy. Because also, a lot of changes getting rid of the penny. And this also has sparked debate about the potential impact on prices and transactions. Now, I don't recall the last time I used the penny. I know we all at one point in time, if you're around my age, we used to have little corner stores or someone outside of the house used to sell penny candies. Then they became 5-cent candies and 10-cent candies, and now candy is expensive altogether. But nonetheless, Elon Musk is trying to get rid of the penny because in order to make it costs more to make the penny than the penny is worth itself. So again, how does that make sense? I agree. I don't know. Again, I know most of us are dealing with, debit cards, credit cards. Some of us may carry cash, but I don't know too many people. Okay. Again, there may be a group of people who are like really traditionalists who carry around pennies and have a penny jar of salt, but most people are not using pennies. This is usually more so for children who have a piggy bank or something like that, putting money in some sort of jar. But most people are not dealing with the penny. And then the penny costs more to make than it is even worth. So again, I think this is a no-brainer to get rid of something on a very, very low magnitude scale. Now, I don't know you guys recall the remarks that Lindsey Graham made, because as we turn into these political appointments with RFK Jr., Donald Trump has nominated RFK Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services, known for his vaccine skepticism. RFK nomination has sparked a lot of heated debates, especially during his confirmation hearings. He defended his views on vaccines, leading to concerns about how his leadership might influence public health policies, and the Senate is set to vote on his nomination soon, and the outcome could have significant implications for the nation's health agenda. Now, a lot of the things that RFK Jr. is against, like red dot 3 that has been banned. He's trying to ban a lot of other substances that's in our food that makes our food very cancerous, that makes our food very addictive. We have a lot of chemical sugars that they've created that makes you want to eat more and more and more. We used to have those commercials where you just can't eat one because of the preservatives, the different flavonoids and additives and all these processing things that they use, not only to preserve the food, but to make the food in some regards addictive in order for us to keep eating, which makes you keep buying. And believe it or not, a lot of the things that's going on actually helps the healthcare industry. It actually helps doctors, nurses, pharmaceutical, biolabs, because again, as we get fatter, a lot of us are turning to alternative ways of losing weight, right? A lot of people are turning to Ozempic. Other people are trying to do a traditional way, which you may get a personal trainer, cut your diet out, you're eating healthier foods. But again, America is one of the fattest and sickest countries in the world. And it's not because we are not disciplined, it's because our food is very addictive. There's preservatives and ingredients, and because of some of the processing, makes our food where we just want to keep eating all day. Oh, I just can't eat one. And we thinking that, it's about discipline. Some of it is about discipline, don't get me wrong. But again, we have to read all these labels. When you go to other countries around the world, whatever the food is, the food is. Don't get me wrong. A lot of other countries have different preserving methods and things that they put in the food to make the food taste good, but not on the level of America. And I think that RFK Jr. is the right man for the job. And a lot of these pharmaceutical companies, okay, a lot of companies that are connected to healthcare companies, insurance companies, they're afraid as hell, because here's the thing. If you as an American stay healthy, you're going to have very minimum and low amount of your medical insurance bills that you'll have to pay. Because again, the more that you use insurance, don't matter if it's car insurance, house insurance, medical insurance, your premiums will go up. But the healthier you are and you're not using it, you can opt out for a smaller plan, a less expensive plan. So all of these things, in my opinion, are connected. But yeah, we need someone to shake it up. We need someone to make some changes to make America healthy again. I remember looking at videotapes back from the 70s, 80s, and everybody, black, white, well, Asians typically are smaller, Hispanics, everyone was within their BMI seemed to be. There were some outliers. You have a couple of big mamas here, a couple of big people here. But nonetheless, majority of Americans were in shape. A majority of America was within their regulated BMI, body mass index measures. So again, I think RFK Jr. is the right man for the job. Now, President Trump is making assertive moves to expand his presidential powers, recently attempting to freeze trillions of dollars in federal grants. And we understand that this action is part of a much broader strategy to assert executive authority, which is raising concerns about the balance of power between the branches of government. And a lot of people on both sides argue that such moves could undermine democratic institutions and set a concerning precedent for future administration. I know people have some concerns about whether this will affect Medicaid. It does not, but it does affect a lot of other federal loan and federal grant programs. So again, you guys might want to check with those entities to see if that's affected, if you guys are a part of those as well, okay? Now, the U.S. Army has identified Rebecca M. Lobach as one of the soldiers who tragically lost their lives in a recent Black Hawk helicopter crash near D.C. Captain Lobach, a 20-year-old from Durham, North Carolina, served with distinction and was also a White House social aide during President Biden's administration. Okay, and again, America is mourning for the lives of our soldiers and those in this very tragic accident, as well as those passengers and people who was on the American Airlines flight. Again, I don't think no one is applauding the loss of life on any accord. But again, this story is talking about how this particular captain, white female captain, how her name and identity for quite some time was hidden from the public. And some people are alluding to is because Donald Trump came out and stated that DEI initiatives was probably the cause of this crash. And I said, well, it possibly could be. And I gave statistics about who benefit most from DEI. I'll do it again. And again, don't take my word for it. I want you guys, please do your own research. But according to the Department of Labor and their DEI initiative, and those who benefit the most from DEI initiatives are white women, white men, Hispanics, LGBTQ, Asians, and Black Americans. Yeah, we're the last of the list. And a lot of people not knowing this information, they're trying to play the two sides to see, oh, we can label this as a euphemism for DEI for Black folks. Oh, well, no, he said DEI initiatives, but now we see the people who are benefiting the most. And that doesn't mean that everybody in certain levels or statuses are a DEI hire or DEI initiative. These are just the facts. And I tell everybody, wherever you're getting your information on, online, social media, mass media, legacy media, old media, please verify and fact check them just as well as I did. But do it for yourself as well. But this is why a lot of people believe that this captain identity was actually hidden from the public. It's because of the comments that Donald Trump made, and it doesn't coincide when people's perspective and their depiction of what a DEI initiative and those who they deem who are connected to the benefits of DEI. And again, I think this is the problem with America, where we are so tuned in to one side of the political party, whether it be Democrat or Republic, and we just kind of believe the rhetoric that both of them state. And no one's really trying to gear towards the truth. This is why it's very important for the American people to fact check those people that you may admire, those people that you may seem even trustworthy. Maybe they were telling the truth 99% of the time, but I always tell people, listen to people you disagree with. That's okay. But fact check what they say, because you don't have to like what they're saying, but if they're telling you the truth, then it's probably valuable to you. That's just my 2 cents on it. That's just my 2 cents on it. I want to move somewhere where this has been very, very disrespectful to America. This has been very, very disrespectful to America. Philadelphia and state leaders are taking a stand against recent ICE raids. City officials, including District Attorney Larry Krasner, have vowed to support immigrants. He has vowed to support immigrants and ensure that enforcement actions are conducted lawfully. What? Now, this guy here, this is not the guy. He's just a news anchor man that you see on your screen here. But the reason why I brought this story out, which is important about this, is this video graphic I'm about to show you guys. And the reason why this is disrespectful to America, because it doesn't matter what country you are. If you are an American citizen and you are protesting for people who are illegally in the country, who do you truly pledge allegiance to? Because again, this can happen on any regards. You know what? Murder should be legal in America. Let's just march through the highways of LA so we can have murders to be legal in America. Let's do a purge. Let's march so every third year, January the 7th, I don't know, pick an arbitrary date. We can just go out and march through the streets of America, waving our own country flags, very disrespectful, so we can gain some sort of rights in America. Now, here's the problem I have. Now, as you see here, majority of the flags that you see here are from Mexico. I'm pretty sure there's people from all over, the world and their countries. I see some other flags here and there, but a lot of these flags are from Central America. A lot of these people are from Hispanic and Latino heritage, okay? I see a couple of American flags there. I see an American flag mixed with a Mexican flag. But family, this is what's going on in our country where we have people, let me just say this, where we have people who are illegally in the country and those who may be legally in the country supporting those who are illegally in the country, marching on freeways and highways, which cause massive jam-packed. This is astronomical. And here's my thing. And again, everybody knows how I'm about. I have friends who are Hispanic, Asian, black, white. I have them all over the board, right? But everybody knows where I stand on this. When it comes to illegal immigration, they have to go. And if I was ICE, DEA, ATF, FBI, Customs Border Patrol, the new Texas Border Guard, listen, they're on Highway 10 in LA. I believe they should trap them in. They should use the National Guard. They should use, oh yeah, I'm being serious today, goddammit. Listen, they should use active duty. Call everybody. Call people from Fort Hood. Call people from 29 Palms, the Marines. Call every single military personnel that we have so we can start securing America. Because this right here is a debauchery of what we stand for. Now, anytime we do peaceful protests, anytime we do marches, don't you know you have to get like a certification or a certificate or some sort of approval? Did you guys know that? Yeah, I forgot the actual form or what they essentially call it, but you have to be authorized in order to protest. And so what they did, they took the biggest stage in America, one of the most crowded states, especially cities in America like Los Angeles, and just walked on the freeway and protesting. And this is why, again, I have nothing against peaceful protest. That's part of the Constitution. But there's a time and place for everything. There's people that could be using that highway for emergency purposes, to get home to their families, to get to their jobs so they can make money for their families. But no, they would rather stop the entire country to a certain degree, and I'm just talking about LA here, in order for them to keep people who are illegally in the country. Go get their ass. Go get them. Again, get active duty, get National Guards, get the reserves. Okay, Donald Trump signed like 6 or 7 executive orders dealing with the national emergency that we have south of the border. We also need some executive orders that is going to wipe away and reevaluate a lot of current immigration, as well as citizenship of people who are supporting people who don't even supposed to be in the country. I don't get it. I don't get it because how could you be so bold that we are not abiding by the rule of law in America? I'm a loss for words. I really am. I really am a loss for words. It states here, and these are the people that's walking down the freeway. It says that let me make sure you guys can see this. The moving protest caused major gridlock on both sides of the 101 as well as Spring, Main and Los Angeles streets downtown, according to the LAPD. Both sides of the 101 were reopened by 1:20 p.m. as the demonstration moved back on service streets, the LAPD said. But the reopening didn't last long. Minutes later, the LAPD said the 101 was closed once again, this time at LA streets. By 4 p.m., LAPD said protesters had again moved all the freeway onto surface streets and were gathering on the steps of the LA City Hall. Many of the protesters were carrying signs, many of which were speaking out against Trump's policy regarding illegal immigration. Okay, illegal immigration. The real criminal is in the White House, one sign read. Another read, Jesus said, love thy neighbor, not deport them. Yeah, he said, love them. Don't let them in your country illegally. Why does everybody want to use Jesus? You know, if I was Jesus, I would just come down like, please, can you leave my name out of it? I just come out, please, whether it be Jesus, Jesus, this, leave my name out of it. This is Homo sapien stuff here. You guys work this out. It goes on to state, Jesus said, love thy neighbor, not deport them. Jesus also said, whatever Caesar belongs to Caesar. And this country belongs to Caesar, so people who are legally in this country got to go. Los Angeles Police Department has ordered multiple street closures in the area, including Spring Street between Temple and First Streets. And also in a post on X, the LAPD called the demonstration non-permitted, but also said the protests were peaceful so far. Again, this is what I was referring to. That's what you need. You need a permit in order to have a protest in certain areas. Okay, you have the right to assembly, you have the right to protest, but certain areas you need a permit. And they didn't have a permit. And I guess the LAPD didn't do anything. Maybe they don't have the resources to incarcerate hundreds of people who are doing things illegally again. But let this been a bunch of black folk. I'll just leave it like that. You guys already know. We make sure we get our damn permits. But I don't know if you guys are aware, there's been another incident with another plane. Now, gratefully that this plane did not take off, but it did catch fire. Listen to this very quickly.
Of Houston, Texas, after a United airplane caught fire at Bush's airport right there. It did have to be evacuated. So far, no reports of any injuries, but I did want to share some video that's coming into our studio. Take a listen.
Oh, it's on fire! Oh my God. Please get us on. It's on fire. This is jet.
All right, so that was some video right there that we did want to share with you from our Fox 26 Houston. Meanwhile, you are taking a live.
All right, and then there's this one last thing I want to share with you guys here. Came across my off my desk kind of midday here, but this is another executive order that I'm actually agreeing to. Trump signs an order restricting gender affirming care for people under 19. So people who are under the age of 19 will not be getting transgender surgery or sex gender assigning care. There's many terminology you can use here, but basically people who are getting a sex change. He's actually banning those who are trying to get a sex change because you can't get care for the affirming of the sex that you want to be, if that makes sense. He wants, and believe me, I believe it should be 21. Or even 25, but it at least should be 21. But he said for people under 19, they cannot go through this, sex changing surgeries, and they won't be afforded the care under their health insurance to a certain degree. And I believe this is the right way to go. I believe that you should be a certain age, especially you should be over the age of 18. And again, I would even stretch it even to 21, where people are getting these sex changes for again, so people don't make the wrong choice because they're young and they're very impressionable. So again, this is I believe is another executive order that is beneficial for people who may be in a tough spot deciding. They may be in a part of their life where they're still deciding which way they want to go. Okay, and I'm for that. They need time to decide. But thank you. I see Jermaine Anderson, Tina Marie, Volvo. Thank you guys for joining me here this evening. You guys have a great and wonderful evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. This is Black Logic.